Good morning and welcome. There I am. Hello. All right. Thanks so much for coming out today on this Labor Day weekend. Let's stand up together and we'll sing our congregational song. And so it is. And so we allow it to be as we breathe deeply and settle our bodies, recenter ourselves in the heart space, and feel it expand as we breathe in and breathe out and listen to the words of our sacred reading.
I have come into this world to see this, by Shamsuddin Muhammad Hafiz. I have come into this world to see this, the sword drop from men's hands, even at the height of their arc of anger, because we have finally realized that there is just one flesh to wound, and it is his, the Christ's, our beloved's. I have come into this world to see this. All creatures hold hands as we pass through this miraculous existence we share, on the way to even a greater being of soul, a being of just ecstatic light, forever entwined and at play with God. I have come into this world to hear this. Every song the earth has sung since it was conceived in the divine's womb and began spinning from God's wish, every song by wing and fin and hoof, every song by hill and field and tree and woman and child, every song of stream and rock, every song of tool and lyre and flute, every song of gold and emerald and fire, every song the heart should cry with magnificent dignity to know itself as God. For all other knowledge will leave us again in want and aching. Only imbibing the glorious sun will complete us. I have come into this world to experience this. Being so true to love that they would rather die before speaking an unkind word. Being so true to their lives, our God's covenant, the promise of hope. I have come into the world to see this. The sword drop from men's hands, even at the height of their arc of rage, because we have finally realized there is just one flesh we can wound.
Let us breathe into that space, the I am space, the I am that has come into the world to see, to hear, to know itself in wholeness, to know itself in the realm of opposites that are embraced by this greater wholeness, to know itself in everything and to know itself in us. As we sing together, I am remembering who I am. Let us find that spaciousness that agrees, that knows the truth that is within us, that we are the I am, that the I am is us. And not only us, but every being, every object, every molecule, every atom, everywhere. We sing together and know the truth for all beings. I am remembering who I am. I am. Resting in this beautiful remembrance, let us breathe in deeply and then exhale, opening our eyes in love and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is.
Sometimes my highest good leaves me feeling lower than something neath my shoe. And as I stand here shaking and shredded, I search myself for something else to do. 'Cause no one wants to feel this way, and gifts aren't always gracious. And heaven help us on that day when our darkest fears they face us. I wanna keep walking down this pathway, trusting there are better times unfolding, and I will unleash these inner demons and pay better mind to what I'm holding. I will release this breath that holds me helpless here beneath my skin, and I will remember there's a peaceful kingdom waiting within. 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Got no business focusing on what I lack. To be the present in every day for myself and others is what I pray. Whatever challenges this heart may meet, I hold your power within me. I am complete. Let the storm clouds rage on a blood-red dawn. With your grace and courage, I will carry on. I keep walking down this pathway, knowing there are better times unfolding, and I will unleash these inner demons and pay better mind to what I'm holding. I will release this breath that holds me helpless here beneath my skin, and I will remember there's a peaceful kingdom waiting within. Consider the lilies, neither they toil nor do they spin, and in their simple glory are more adorned than Solomon. And I can come to the table with the faith of a mustard seed, look you in the eye within my own reflection, and see that you've given me everything I need to keep walking down this pathway, knowing there are better
So if there was ever a theme this morning, it seems to be vulnerability leading to prayer, leading to power, right? Didn't we just see that? Margaret expressed her vulnerability, and then we did a group prayer, and she showed up in great power with the support of our wonderful Chris Kimbler and the cats. Yay! Yeah. Hugh with his reading, walking around home going, I'm not going to make it through this. I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. And look what he did. He did an awesome job. It was beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes when everything goes wrong, things can go really right. And I'm here to speak a little bit about that as I introduce our wonderful guest speaker, who is Itaf Awad. And I'm going to read some of it because I don't want to forget anything. Basically, rather than, she'll tell you about herself, but she has a really impressive resume. Her resume is so big it can't even fit on her website, okay? And she's done peacekeeping all over the world. She's worked to empower women and children, and she's won awards for her work. And her methods include something that we're familiar with here, which is the way of counsel, and also something that I just learned about from her, which is capacitar. I'll say what those two things are. The way of counsel is an art of listening with the heart and speaking from the soul. And the counsel process builds trust, connection, and community. And we've been doing it here in some of the classes and experiencing really magnificent results, and people love it. And we'll be doing more of it too, just so you know. And then capacitar is a Spanish word, and the word means train, qualify, or groom. And it really grooms us for wholeness. It's a simple, holistic wellness practice that helps people tap into the wisdom of their own body, mind, and spirit. And this leads to healing and wholeness and peace in both the individual and the world. The capacitar folks are especially committed to communities affected by poverty, violence, and trauma. And we brought our guest here, Itaf here, because we really are also committed to wholeness and to peace. And we want to, my intention for this is that we expand our hope and we expand into the greater possibility that some of the populations that she serves have every right to be hopeless and to be filled with despair, but through this work, they fill their hearts with something new. There's wholeness and healing that comes into them. And then I'll close with a quote from Itaf's website. And she writes, I grew up in the Middle East in a difficult situation. All my life, I have seen poverty and injustice while knowing that everyone deserves dignity and safety. I believe that the greatest solutions are simple, from the heart, and come from life itself. Isn't that beautiful? And so true and so accessible for all of us. So honoring that accessibility and that truth, let's join our hands together and welcome our beautiful guest, Itaf. Let's give you a hug.
Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Such an honor to have you here. Thank you. You sit there, is that okay?
I will try how to sit in this
yes.
chair.
How you doing there?
I will see.
Okay. Good job.
62.
Are you all right? You're 62 and you're like 6 inches shorter than me, so.
Okay.
Bless Annette's
Yeah.
heart. She's like, do you need a chair up there? And I'm like, no, we'll sit on the stools. But
It's okay.
you okay? Okay,
Yeah.
you're happy? Good.
Until now.
Okay. All right. So to start us off, when I met you over at Leon's house, you did a beautiful prayer. You chanted in Arabic, and then you said the English translation. And I was wondering if you would lead us in that prayer now. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
And the word I have, like, here I am, and I am here. And I want to start with a prayer of the Prophet from my faith, for Prophet Muhammad. It's about love and light. Just we take a deep breath and we connect to our heart. Allahumma, Allahumma, Allahumma ij'al fi qalbi nur wa fi sam'i nur wa fi basari nur ya رحمن يا رحيم عن يميني نور وعن شمالي نور ومن أمامي نور ومن خلفي نور ومن تحتي ومن فوقي وكل نور يا رحمن يا رحيم الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. God, fill my heart in love and light, fill my words in light, fill my hearing in light, from the left, from the right, above me, surround me in light. God is the creator, and the peace it will win.
It's beautiful. It's hard to say anything after that.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. Struck me how much it was like the reading that Hugh did, you know. God, fill my hearing, fill my eyes, fill everything. And that reading was from Hafiz was so much like that. So beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So that's such a beautiful prayer that you did, filled with such love and light. And yet I know from speaking with you that in the past, you were what you called, I think that I'm quoting you directly, you said you were kind of an angry peacemaker. Can you tell us about that and how you made the transition from an angry peacemaker to a more peaceful peacemaker?
I born in a small village called Daburia. It's close to Mount Tabor. I think you know Mount Tabor.
Mm-hmm.
And I born with to the family. They are my grandfather. He was a Christian. My grandma, she was a Muslim. And as a grow up as a Palestinian, and you know, I have Israeli citizenship, and it's really the life. It's not really easy. And it's many things with my identity, with my life. And I wasn't in the beginning care about the peace or about anything, just I born to the family. We have 6 children, and I am the middle. My father, he was ill, and he died. And then I take responsibility of my family to raise them. Mm-hmm. And in my life, it's the woman. My grandma. She was a healer and a midwife. And in a year 2000, mm-hmm. It's happened after the second Intifada, and I started to be aware about what's happened around me. And because in the beginning I was just take care of my family. And also to raise myself, to study. I have master's degree in a political science and get to study really later. Mm-hmm. And I started to be, after the second Intifada, I afraid mm-hmm. what's happened with my people in the country, in the Arab community in Israel. The police came and killed people. And then I started to afraid. And I started to be peace activist. And the peace activists like to go to the demonstration and to talk about my right and then in 2003 I introduced to the way of council. I sit in council. Leon came to the country to Israel, and I was sitting there with all the people that are speaking Hebrew. Only me, I speak Arabic. I didn't understand much English, but I understand everything. It's this way, it's reconnect me with my grandmother. And when I was a child, I was sitting beside her, and my grandma, she was sitting with the council. We have this in my traditional, the council, it's called it in Arabic, Diwan. And I started really to connect to my heart and also to listen to my heart, because this way it's listen from the heart and talking from the heart. And I started really to listen to my heart and to be in my heart. When I was peace activist, like when I was really angry, I was coming home, feel ill and anger, and my body, it's really, I couldn't help myself or also my people. When I started really to be, and also this way to be in compassion and patience, first in ourselves and to the other, and without judgment. And it's helped me to move from the victim and to take an action and to connect to my heart. And then it's moved from be angry and ill to be like in peace in myself, and then and continue to be active. And the life is really not easy, and the hard thing is to start in balance in the storm, in the middle of the storm. And
so it's so interesting, because often when there's conflict, the temptation is to try and get the other person to see your side of it and hopefully change them. Whereas it's my experience with the way of counsel, and for those of you who haven't experienced it, you sit in a circle and there's a talking piece and you pass it around and each person talks and speaks about their truth and their feelings. And what they're feeling, you can't really argue with somebody's feeling. You can't say, no, don't feel that. It's what they're feeling is very real to them. And so there's something about this spiritual soup that is created in the way of counsel, where everything is held in tenderness. It's very much like the law of three that we talk about here, where there's a yes and there's a no, and then something greater emerges that is greater than the yes or the no. What I find is again, I'm always struck by the paradox of it, in that my job, or our job as peacemakers, is not to change the other person, it's to listen. It's to listen and to allow a greater force to do the change making. And I have to relearn that every single day. And it certainly does start with changing ourselves. And I would love it if you would tell your checkpoint stories about, this is a change that happened with Itaf.
And it's I want to say also, the way of counsel, like it's coming from the Native American, but every culture, they have this.
Yes.
And in our culture, we have it, and also, like just they remind me to connect me to my roots. And as my grandma, she was a peacemaker and a healer and a midwife. And this way, they connect me to that. And then to remind us all the time, and this is a practice.
Yes, yes.
And the first thing, like when I was passing, I'm going to do this, since I am started to connect to this way, I take yearly pension from the local council, where I work as an advisor for women affairs in my village. And only I do this council, I travel everywhere, and I travel to the West Bank. In the West Bank, we pass the checkpoint, and every time I was coming, I was teaching council for a student in the university. Every time I was coming, in the last, like in the beginning, like the soldiers standing and they have the gun like that, but now they have the gun like this because they are afraid and they have fear inside them. And one day I came, and it was like a young man. He stopped me. They have like 3 lines. One line for the settlement, the settler there, and one line for the Israeli, and one line for... I have Israeli ID, and then I passed. They stopped me, and he told me, open the trunk. I opened the trunk, and he looked. I have the talking piece. It's like a pocket have talking piece, And he opened my bag and he told me, what's this? It was Tibetan bill. I say, this is Tibetan bill, I do counsel.
Tibetan bowl?
Tibetan bowl.
Yes, okay.
Bowl.
Yes.
Sorry, sometimes like I had mistake in my English in the grammar, but I am sure you will understand me. The English is the third language. My mother language is Arabic. The second language is Hebrew. And the third language is English. And then I had a stick. And he took the stick and he told me, what you did with the stick, you opened the head? I say, no, I'm open the heart. And the officer, it was there watching him, and he started to ask me what you are doing, and start to tell him about the way of counsel, what I'm doing, and it's a way for peace, and we build the trust, and all this thing. And they started to yelling him from the side, let her pass. And he says, I meet something special, not every day we meet that. And for me, this is also like to come in open heart and patience and compassion, and to release from the fear inside me. It's helped me to connect to the heart of this people. They're standing there, even I am angry. I have the anger inside me, but I transform the anger to be really creative and to stand in the balance and to react to bring my voice.
Yes. So there's somebody at a checkpoint pointing a gun at you, and you transform your fear and your anger into peace. That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you want to tell your other checkpoint story? I like that one too.
Oh my God. Wow. Sometimes I pass, like I told you, they have a line for the settler.
For the settler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't check them. And if I stand with my scarf, they will know I am Palestinian, and they didn't let me. And then I change the scarf as a settler woman, and I pass. And I pass in peace. And people, they ask me, why you do that? I say, I choose to see the human being inside this man. He stand there. And I passed really in peace, and they didn't stop me. And one day I did it, and they stopped me, and they looked at my ID, and they told me, no, you need to back to stand in the line. I say, okay. I say, oh, this is not for the Israeli. They say, no, it's for the people. They are for the soldier, and people live there. And I stand in the line. I came, and it was a young girl. She served, and really, I looked to her face. She was like sick. And
this is the guard, the person with the gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the girls. It was, it's to serve the girls, and
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she came to check me, to check and to see my ID. And I looked to her face. I told her, "Are you feel ill?" She said, "Yes, I have a headache." I told her, "You want me to teach you a technique, holding finger, how to release from the pain?" And she said, "Yes." And I started. I am in my car, and I started, and she told me, "Give me your card." I take my card to give her my card, and then she remembered she is in service. She told me, "Oh no, I can't take it. Just pass." And for me, it's like she forget it in a moment. She forgets, and she is in a service, and she came as a human being.
Yes.
And this is, for me, this is a small story, just to open the heart of the other.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story, and many, many moments like that will make a difference, I'm sure.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yes.
I'm curious, with all the work that you do, and by the way, the finger thing is capacitar, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
The capacitar, it's like coming from, I learned all this technique from the America. But they say it's like they remind the body they have a wisdom
Remind the body
and how
wisdom.
to release from trauma and stress. And for me, it's helped me how to release from the trauma from the war, the post-trauma. I hold it from the family and also to be as a victim. And this way, the woman she teach that, her name is Pat Kant. She is psychologist, and she do it in 40 countries in the world. I meet her in 2006 in Santa Barbara. I came with a group, Palestinian and Israeli women. And since I start to be peace activist, I am part of many activists as a peace with women, with the girls also. Like here I am in America, I came every year with Palestinian and Israeli girl between 15 and 17 years old. They came to Santa Fe, New Mexico. In the morning, practice compassion dialogue, and afternoon they do art together.
Nice.
And for me, this is the hope. And this work, way of counsel and the capacitar remind me what I have from my grandmother. And I connect to the healing, or to I have it in my hand. And how, if I can heal myself, I can heal the world. And if I live in peace in myself, they help me how to live in peace with the other. And this is the capacitar.
Yes.
And I do it with the refugees, like I travel to Denmark. I do with the refugees women. Especially I empower the women, because if we educate women, we educate all the world. The woman, she's the mother, she's the sister, she's the father, she is and this is what I'm doing. And also the teachers. I do this in the schools.
That's wonderful. What wonderful work you do. You know, and we're going to do just a little bit of capacitar at the end, right? The thing we're doing at the end is sort of, so, yeah. But so just, you know, just wait for it, okay? In all of this peace work that you do, have you noticed a common longing in the souls of people? Like I feel, dang, there's lots going on today. It's great. It seems like there's this common, you know, a lot of this stuff is emerging, I think, because there's an unmet need and there's a longing for something better. And can you speak to that a little bit?
Say the question again.
I'm sorry,
like,
I know.
You know,
So what do you think people want from this work?
You know, the people, they are seeking to get skills for listening and to be in compassion. And it's not really easy. Like when we have a conflict, it's not really easy to listen to the other in compassion. It's not like bills, we take it and we started. And also me, I didn't take a bill and I came one day, I am, and just people, they need to remind them in this, to connect to the heart and to practice. And also, especially the women, they really, this work, it's helped him how to release from the stress and also to empower them. And they haven't, if the time, they need someone to remind them.
Yes.
And when they are remembered, they practice. And this is practice.
So, yeah, so it's almost like you are doing a version of that song that we sing, I am remembering who I am, and you're doing it through very practical and also physical means of helping people remember their true nature so that they can heal themselves and then be a vessel for healing in the world.
I have many stories also with the people. They are like when women, she said, wow, I started to listen to my husband and also to my children, because I was all the time react. And like, you know, all of us, we are, when someone talking and we are reacting.
Yes.
And this, when we are listening, and she says, it changed all my relationship with my husband and with my children. Also, one teacher, we say, we build safe container and confidentiality. And this way it's helped us how to build community. And one teacher, every time I remind after the workshop, I remind them, remember the confidentiality. And this teacher, every time she says, thanks God, I didn't share something special. And one day, it's one teacher, she shared story, And this teacher, the other teacher, she didn't share 7 meetings. She didn't share anything. And she shared a strong, strong story because she felt safe. And this is first time she shared this story about like she want to kill herself. And she didn't talk about it. And then after that, I saw how her face, how it was open, and how she felt safe. And this is the work.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. So she was afraid to tell a story,
Yeah.
and then through the work of counsel and through the work of building community, which is, the thing about counsel too is that it's so simple. It's so simple,
very
right?
simple.
Am I wrong about that? It's very simple.
The miracle is the simplicity.
Yeah.
Really, the miracle is the simplicity.
So that's the miracle.
Yeah.
The other thing I've noticed about counsel, having done some of it myself, is that you can do what I would call stealth counsel. Like you can
Inner
just,
counsel.
Inner
We
counsel.
call it inner counsel.
Yeah, or you can be with somebody else and you can just practice doing incredible skilled listening, and when you speak back to them, you speak from the heart. They don't know that they're sitting in counsel with you, right? But you are, right?
And also, this is also art to communicate. And like Martin Luther King, they says people, they have fear of each other, and they have fear of each other because they didn't know each other. They didn't know each other because they didn't know how to communicate with each other. And this way, like I bring people skills, how really to communicate with each other and to release from the fear.
Right.
The fear and all this, our emotional, they are, it's not bad or good. It's regular emotional. We have it. They help us to survive.
Yes.
But it's different how we are deal with our emotional.
Right.
In the balance way, and
Yeah.
how it's like the shift with me, like to move from to be as a victim and to be in action and to stand to my right, because I believe any human being in the world, they deserve to live in peace and justice, and doesn't matter color, religion, and this is what I'm
That's what you
trying
stand for.
to bring. And also I think also you I hear the service and everything, it's about love, and this is the center of love.
Yes.
And this is what we are bring to the world, to bring love. We need love. We need to build a bridge, not walls and hatred. And we have a lot of hatred in this world.
Yes.
And I don't want to go to speak about the political thing, how I live really, and you can go to the news, you can go, but it's people like to be, I ask the people really to be in an open heart and to know and to go to know each other. And this is also what I get from my faith, like this chapter in the Quran, they called, "Oh people, I born you as a male and female and different nation and different tribe, and to go to meet and to know each other."
To go and meet and to know each
Yeah.
other. That's wonderful. Can you believe that we're almost out of time? This went so fast. But I'm hoping that you will do that
Yes.
thing.
Because it's
Okay.
like you ask me there, you have any recommendation for us how? It's my recommend, it's like I will ask you to stand
Okay.
and
This is
what we need as a peacemaker and also as a leader, and each one the leader for ourselves first and then for the world. We need patience and compassion to ourselves and to the other. We need to be here, to live the moment. I am here, to slow down, and to listen to my need, and then I can listen to the other. Fill my heart in love, and I can give love. And now we celebrate the beauty and the diversity of each of you. You want it again?
Yeah. Let's do it again. Do it one.
Patience and compassion صبر ورحمة. I am here. Slow down. أنا حاضر بكل جوارحي الداخلية. أصغي لنفسي to listen to myself and can listen to the other. بعبي نفسي حب. I fill my heart in love. كمان بعطي حب. I give love. And then I celebrate the beauty. Thank you.
Itaf, so beautiful. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. You can be seated if you like. There you go. Aw, thank you. Please be seated. All right. So let us pray. We turn within to breathe into this beautiful, beautiful essence of peace and love and healing and wholeness that is omnipresent, that is always with us, and that is showing up this morning as each of us as we turn our attention to it. Here in this center of love, we are love. We share love and we serve love, and we most certainly have done that today together with our beautiful guest and everybody who participated in this awesome service. And so I know that the work that we have done here today has been helpful and healing, and that it opens our heart to a greater experience of reality, not only for us as individuals, but for us as a center of love, as a community, and also for the community of the world and the universe. That the love that we share here today, the love that we tap into, and the possibilities for hope and healing and wholeness for all beings has a direct impact on the beauty and the realization of these qualities in the world. And so I know that each person here today goes out from this service with a deeper sense of the love that they are. And that sense of love is so deep that it must overflow. It cannot help but overflow to bless others with this divine and perfect love. And so I honor everything. I honor all of our feelings. I honor the darkness and the light. I honor the aspiration to do better. I honor the times that sometimes we fall short, because that is simply just an opportunity to pick ourselves up and again be that source of love for ourselves and others always. And so I'm just so grateful for this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning, so grateful for the healing that I know has taken place, so grateful for this spiritual teaching and for all paths to God. I bless all of them. Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, fundamentalists, atheists, agnostics, anybody you could possibly name, I bless in this time together. We bless together. And so with that spirit of blessedness, spirit of hope and healing, I say thank you, Spirit, thank you, love, and I release these words into the divine mystery that hears everything and knows everything. With a heart that is full, let us together say, and so it is. I am so blessed.
I don't care what they say, everyone finds their own way. No one knows how it goes, standing there within your clothes. I find it superfluous, trying to be virtuous. Bone and flesh, hot hair, yes. Ask me and I must confess that I'm not made of stone or plaster, but I've been molded by the master. I am fully loaded and equipped, you see. God's got her fingerprints all over me. As above is below, I am perfect, don't you know? God expressing beautifully, came to form dressed up as me. My birthright, shine my light, hope it don't make you uptight. If it do, that's on you. My creator wants me to, and I might be a real rule breaker, but I've been fleshed out by my maker. I am fully loaded and equipped, you see. God's got her fingerprints all over me. I won't worry anymore about what you say. I can't just fine. Me trusting me equals divine. And I ain't got no time for haters, 'cause I am one with my Creator. I am fully loaded and equipped, you see. God's got her fingerprints all over me. They're all over me. I'm letting it be. God's got her fingerprints all over me.